Okay, so the Yankees have settled contracts with multiple players and avoided arbitration. We saw that Frankie Montas, he settled with the Yankees last night. I have a video coming out about that later today. But the Yankees just agreed to contracts with a lot more Yankees. So let's get right into this. The first one is Kyle Higashioka, who is going to get $1.4625 million next year. And I think this is really a steal for how good Higashioka is. I know he struggled a lot last year, but he is still a really solid catcher, especially if he's the Yankees' backup. He's one of the best defensive catchers in baseball. Had an OPS of 653 last year with 1.7 WAR in only 83 games. That is really good. And in the second half of the season, he hit 299 with an OPS of 801. We saw what he did in spring training last year. This guy can hit. Just a matter of will he. And I think it's good to bring him back for a cheap amount, like $1.5 million pretty much, for the best backup catcher in baseball. That's really good. So then the next player is Nestor Cortes Jr. Yes, he has avoided arbitration and reached a contract with the Yankees for $3.2 million. I mean, Nestor Cortes Jr. has had a crazy story. You know, he was in the Yankees organization. They, released him. He was a Rule 5 draft pick by another team. He signed with a minor league deal with the Yankees before the 2021 season. And now he is the Nestor Cortes Jr. we know and love. So he deserves every penny of it. Really happy to see Cortes has agreed to a contract. He deserves that money by a lot. And then the other catcher, Jose Trevino, has settled at about $2.3 million. Trevino, another really solid, underrated player. I mean, they got him before the season started last year for pretty much Albert Abreu, who was then DFA'd. A really solid trade there. The best pitch framer in baseball. His defense is elite. His bat was super good in the first half, then it cooled down, but still, elite defense. He doesn't need to hit crazily well if that defense holds up. I think it will. So, $2.3 million for Trevino, not bad in the slightest. Now, Gleyber Torres did not agree to a contract with the Yankees, so he filed for arbitration, which means that in a couple months, or I think it's a month before the season starts, then a independent arbitrator will decide his contract. And what happens is the Yankees file a number that they think is reasonable. Torres files one that he thinks, and then the arbitrator decides after hearing both arguments. So he settled. Torres wants $10.2 million. Yankees want $9.7. A little bit funny that there is such small of a difference. I mean, $500,000 for the Yankees for Gleyber Torres. That is not a massive difference. So, interesting there that they couldn't agree to a contract. But at the same time, he'll probably settle for, he's either going to settle for 10.2 or $9.7 million for 2023. That's assuming he plays on the Yankees next year and doesn't get traded. Who knows what's going to happen. So that's your bit of Yankee news today. A bunch of players have agreed to contracts avoiding arbitration. Gleyber Torres is going into arbitration and wants $10.2 million. So tell me what you think of these contracts down below in the comments.